Today we will talk about why currency is not equals to money. So let's start with the basic. So people think dollars, euros, Japan yen, yuan, Swiss are money, but they are not. They are currency. So what's the difference? Money has to do 3 jobs. 1, to store value. 2, it's a medium of exchange, and 3, a unit of account. So what is a unit of account? It is basically the measuring stick for value. A valuation. Money doesn't create value, but it measures and tracks it in units, where everyone agrees on. Just imagine a world without a unit of account. Imagine, you try to buy bread today and the baker says, "Oh, it costs 3 bananas." The farmer says, "No, it costs 2 eggs." The fisherman says, "I'll give it for half a fish." See, it cannot be easily compared, because there's no universal scale. So, money solves debts. It creates a share language of value. And that is a unit of account means. Now you can see cow has a valuation, $500. A goat has a valuation, $100. And chicken costs, $10. Now, the unit of account is the universal measuring stick of value in an economy. It allows price, your debts and your contracts to make sense. So the unit of money, or the unit of account, is the standard measurement that allow value to be compared, calculated and exchanged. Exchange across society, like inches for length or kilograms for weight. Now money is just dollars, euros, yen. It is the way to measure value. But currency is not money. Now, currency only covers 2 of those. It is good for transaction and accounting, but it fails at storing value. So that's the key, okay? You get it.
See, the government and central banks, the Federal Reserve can create currency at will. Every other countries, the United States dollar, euro, yen, Swiss, they are all not capped. The Thai baht, they are not capped.
They can be expanded whenever deficit or a financial crisis hit, like 2008, 1998, Argentina 2001, Greece 2013, 2014. See, these are when crises hit. They have to print the most recent COVID. 2 years of COVID. Every other nation printed. Every other nation printed stimulus for the economy. So that is currency. Anything that can be created in unlimited amount cannot be intrinsically called as stored value.
So prices of goods and services will go up, not because the bread or houses suddenly get better. Okay, but because the measuring stick, which is the currencies itself got weaker. So this is why $100 in 1950 could buy far more than $100 today.
So think of it like watering down juice, okay? At first, it is strong, okay? The flavor is flavorful, is strong. But when you keep adding water, and now the flavor, your purchasing power, your currency now weakens or dilutes. Understand this. It is not really something you can really change. It's like the more things, that is, the value just weakens or dilutes.
So instead of raising taxes, which is popular maybe in the Europes, they print or borrow more currency like the U.S. So currency becomes a political tool, not a neutral store of value over long time frames. Politics will endlessly guarantee debasement, because the incentive is always spend now, dilute later.
So, currency is like a movie ticket. It lets you enter a system, allows you to buy, allows you to sell, allows you to trade, but it doesn't store value over decades. It gets weaker, and weaker over time. So money in its truest sense must protect your wealth across time. Those are gold, land, certain assets that retains value. Currency, by default, loses purchasing power every year
since the 1944 Bretton Woods. Now we understand the utility between money and currency.
So click in the link below, because we'll go on in depth and in simple manner to explain money creation. Because most educators or economists make it complicated on purpose, when in reality this language is simple. This language was meant to overcomplicate it. To overcomplicate you?
It is a form of separation and division, so money creation is not just due to the banking. We're hearing it often, the fractional reserve printing from thin air, which most of you guys have heard it or seen it. The videos on TikTok finance, there are other attributes to it. So 90%, 98% of y'all have not learned it or properly understood it.
Which explains the confusion in broad plain sight. And most importantly, what the wealthy are aware and exploiting it, which you, the retail, are left behind. And that explains why the 0.01% creates this enormous wealth gap, by simply understanding the fundamentals of money creation and distribution. Law, language, and money. Take advantage of this opportunity. It will guide you to read between the lines what Trump or Michael Saylor or Warren Buffett says, because they are narrating to the public with misinformation. But the big boys at the top understood it. So click on the link below. It will guide you to preserve your wealth and continues to pass it down to the next generation.